This is how narcissists react every day when there's no contact from their partner. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're exploring a topic that resonates with many of us: the intricate dynamics that unfold when you decide to implement a no-contact strategy with a narcissist. This question sparks curiosity, delving into the nuances of the narcissist's mindset when confronted with the prospect of complete communication cessation. The narcissist's reaction is intricately tied to the duration of your association, whether it spans years or just a few months. The depth and length of your relationship significantly influence the narcissist's response when you choose to embrace a no-contact approach. The more extensive your history with them, the clearer the patterns in their behavior as you initiate the no-contact phase. Before we delve into these fascinating insights, let's strengthen our community by hitting the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for regular updates. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences matter. Now let's unravel the complexities of going no contact with a narcissist and decode their reactions based on the duration of your connection. Are you ready? Let's jump in. When you cut off communication with a narcissist and opt for a no-contact approach, they might adopt a tough exterior, believing they can break your resolve. They think, "I'll make you come to me. I won't be the one chasing." Seeing themselves as superior, they perceive your emotional and empathetic nature as a weakness. Their plan is to wait until you can't handle it anymore and reach out. Why? Well, from a narcissist's perspective, displaying emotions and having a heart make you appear vulnerable. The more emotionally invested you are, the more they believe you'll eventually give in and reach out to them. This is their mindset when you make the decision to sever contact with a narcissist. It's essential to stand firm in your choice. No contact means avoiding them entirely, regardless of the situation, whether it's their birthday or even their mom's birthday. Even if you have a good relationship with their mother, maintaining no contact sends a clear message that you want nothing to do with them, signaling the end of the relationship. When you initiate the no-contact strategy, don't anticipate the narcissist expressing significant concern about your absence. Empathy is lacking in their mindset, so they won't be troubled about your well-being. Instead, they swiftly redirect their focus to finding someone else to capture their attention. Frequently, they may have already identified a potential replacement, someone they may have been communicating with while still involved with you. Narcissists ensure they have a contingency plan, fearing the prospect of being alone. Always in pursuit of validation and interaction, they keep alternatives readily available. Thus, when you implement the no-contact rule, they divert their attention to their new source of supply, actively seeking other outlets for attention, following their habitual patterns. With you out of the picture, the narcissist becomes engrossed in their newfound source of attention, relishing the novelty. Simultaneously, they reach out to others, just in case the new connection proves to be less satisfying. Your well-being isn't their current priority. However, over time, the narcissist may encounter boredom or face challenges with their existing source of attention, or perhaps the new person presents more difficulty to control than expected. It's during such moments that thoughts of you might resurface in their mind, but be prepared for the likelihood that they won't provide closure. Narcissists prefer to keep their options open and avoid burning bridges. The only instance where a narcissist might permanently retreat is following a significant and contentious conflict. While not every narcissist makes a return, many of them do. The decision often hinges on the intensity of your breakup and whether there's something of value they still desire from you. If you possess something they covet, be it physical intimacy, financial resources, a business, a comfortable living arrangement, or any other asset, they may contemplate returning to explore the possibility of rekindling the relationship. This typically involves the use of hovering tactics as they attempt to draw you back into the fold. Their reappearance often coincides with their dissatisfaction with the new source, or the belief that enough time has passed for your emotions to settle. Perhaps you initiated no contact after uncovering their manipulative schemes, or suspecting them of dishonesty or gaslighting. The narcissist patiently waits, engages in a new relationship, and then decides to reintegrate into your life. This marks the beginning of the hoovering phase. You might receive messages such as, "How have you been?" or "Long time no talk," or "I miss you." The narcissist aims to pull you back in without addressing the past issues that led to the implementation of no contact. They act as if nothing happened. Now you find yourself in a challenging position, realizing that the narcissist's previous facade was a deception. Their promises of a shared future and the affection they displayed were all falsehoods. You're left feeling heartbroken, confused, and bewildered by the abrupt shift from affectionate to indifferent behavior. Once the narcissist believes they've secured your allegiance, the affection dwindles because, in their perspective, they've already achieved their goal and start seeking a new person to have as a backup. It's akin to a game for them, an insatiable desire for more, making it challenging for them to appreciate a good person when they have one. Their insatiable greed prompts them to constantly ponder what more they can obtain, perhaps from someone else on the side, all while keeping you in their orbit. So, when you unravel the narcissist's manipulative schemes and opt for no contact, they swiftly shift their focus to someone else, whether you are aware of it or not. Later on, they may attempt to draw you back into the game. Many people ponder whether narcissists miss you during no contact. It's crucial to understand that a narcissist's perspective differs from yours. While they might miss the things you did for them, they won't miss you as if you were unique or their true love. If they genuinely loved you, they wouldn't risk losing you. Rest assured, based on my life experiences, a narcissist wouldn't take the chance of losing you to someone else if they genuinely cared about you. Even if they harbour some fondness for you, their primary focus will always be on themselves. They'll be engrossed in their new source of attention and won't harbour much concern about your well-being. Many narcissists harbour the belief that you'll remain a constant presence in their lives, assuming that you won't move on and that nobody else could ever match the level of interest you once had in them. They exude excessive confidence, firmly believing that even if you're not currently in communication with them, you'll be readily available when they decide to return after dalliances with others. That's the narrative playing out in their minds. Discovering that you've started dating someone else is particularly unsettling for a narcissist. The prospect of someone else enjoying what they once possessed becomes a source of discomfort for them. The degree of their concern is contingent on the current state of the narcissist's life. If they are managing multiple sources of attention, they are unlikely to be overly troubled by your activities. However, during slower periods, or when grappling with personal problems, they might resurface. In attempts to draw you back into their orbit, narcissists employ tactics like hoovering, love bombing, and endeavours to reintegrate you into their life. When faced with a narcissist's attempt to hoover you back, consider this. If they truly loved or cared about you, would they have risked losing you in the first place? Genuine love would have compelled them to address issues rather than reappearing months or years later. If you enforce no contact with a narcissist, and they remain disconnected for an extended period, it could indicate that their attachment to you wasn't as robust as perceived. Always bear in mind that a narcissist's primary focus is on themselves. If they do attempt to come back, it's likely because their endeavours elsewhere didn't yield the desired results, or because they believe they can still extract something valuable from you. They may also be testing to see if they can retain control over you and assess your responsiveness. Engaging in conversation with the narcissist inadvertently exposes you to their manipulative tactics. Reflect on your experiences with this individual, the lies, manipulation, and potential betrayal. Their lack of honesty and the illusion they sold you were far from genuine. Spending time with them is a common mistake that perpetuates the cycle of narcissistic behavior. Their attempt to utilize charm to draw you back reflects their reliance on superficial allure. However, physical attractiveness doesn't equate to an inherent value. Both narcissists and regular individuals can possess good looks. Occasionally, when a narcissist lacks substantial qualities, they might leverage their physical appearance to manipulate others. People frequently succumb to this, swayed by the narcissist's attractive exterior and entertaining thoughts of reconciliation. Nevertheless, allowing a narcissist back into your life merely reignites the cycle of abuse. While they may alter their behavior temporarily, perhaps for a month or two if you're fortunate, the same persistent issues will resurface. Ghosting becomes a recurring pattern. If a narcissist succeeds in re-entering your life, they may juggle you alongside other sources simultaneously. They might label you as desperate or naive for welcoming them back. Once they perceive they've regained control, their respect for you may diminish even further. They assume that even if conflicts arise and communication halts once more, you'll remain available to them. Repeating this cycle with a narcissist conveys a sense of desperation. Each return signals acceptance of their behavior, diminishing your value in their eyes. It is crucial to address relationship issues proactively. While disagreements are inevitable and occasional space may be necessary, prolonged breaks are detrimental to a relationship. During such breaks, individuals may interact with or date others. Upon reuniting, the time spent apart can evolve into a significant problem, leading to questions about the activities during the break. This exacerbates the initial issues that triggered the breakup. If problems persist without resolution and finding common ground proves elusive, it may suggest that the relationship is not destined to endure. Especially in committed relationships or marriages involving children, resolving issues is incredibly significant. The well-being of children is profoundly affected by the dynamics within the family, so it extends beyond personal considerations to encompass their welfare. Reflecting on your actions and their broader impact is crucial. Unfortunately, many individuals act impulsively without considering how their choices reverberate through their family and surroundings. When opting for a no-contact strategy, ensure it is a definitive separation. Bid farewell, acknowledge the toxicity of the relationship, and recognize that any positive moments with the narcissist were overshadowed by the negative ones. A relationship lacking trust is unsustainable, and living in constant apprehension of betrayal is detrimental. Despite the challenges and occasional loneliness associated with going no contact, it is far superior to squandering one's life in a toxic relationship. If you allow a narcissist to consistently violate your boundaries, the situation will inevitably deteriorate, potentially leading to the need for one party to disengage. Life is transient, and investing time in unhealthy relationships can have serious consequences. Drawing from personal insights, I encourage you to exercise discernment, value your time, and steer clear of individuals who lack transparency, engage in deception, or play manipulative games. In mature relationships, adopt the no-contact strategy when dealing with narcissists, employing the grey rock method. Be unremarkable, unresponsive, and emotionally detached. Block them on all communication platforms, and in case others connected to them inquire, maintain a steadfast silence. If you share children with a narcissist, handle interactions through legal representatives following court-mandated guidelines. This practical approach ensures an effective implementation of the no-contact principle. If you found this information beneficial, kindly share with those who may find it useful, and subscribe for more insightful content. Refer to the description for a link to my free book and details about one-on-one consultations. Thank you for tuning in, and I anticipate reconnecting with you in our next video. Have a wonderful day. It is wonderful to have you back on our video. Presently, individuals are discussing the renowned flying monkeys. Not to worry, that will shortly become apparent. In the interim, ensure that you subscribe to our channel and select the bell to receive the most recent narcissism-related content. You will shortly encounter a multitude of videos, many of which contain valuable and intriguing information, but may be unfamiliar to you. Now let us return to our primary subject matter, flying primates. What to do if a narcissist in your life begins to alienate others will be discussed in this video. You, being an individual who belongs to this egocentric culture, may have encountered the expression flying monkeys. The narcissist disparages you in front of your parents, friends, siblings, co-workers, and anyone else in your network in an attempt to undermine your support system and gain their allegiance. The flying monkey dynamic is frequently observed, particularly in the context of a divorce. Given that the individuals involved in the breakup share extended family networks, the narcissistic partner exploits this circumstance to manipulate the opinions of their soon-to-be ex-partner's circle of acquaintances by disseminating negative narratives. Their objective is to convince these individuals to align with them in order to undermine the support system of their adversary and demonstrate their superior strength. Already, the partner in a narcissistic relationship doubts their own value due to the narcissist's constant attempts to gaslight them. When members of their trusted network are in close proximity to the narcissist, they develop an even greater sense of self-doubt. One might inquire, how do they accomplish this? In essence, narcissists possess an abundance of charisma and individuality. They have a solid understanding of how social situations function and appear to be generous, qualities that facilitate their networking. They are exceptionally skilled at manipulating individuals and convincing them to believe their falsehoods. They exert both logical and emotive appeals through their charisma, which motivates others to assist them. They will do anything to damage the reputation of your daughter, sibling, or friend, and they set the tone for the conversation. While conveying negative feedback regarding your loved ones, they might adopt a condescendingly cautious tone. However, exercise caution, as these represent merely a fraction of the methods they employ in an effort to elevate their status. They are extremely effective at coercing others to do their bidding, which is abhorrent. To obtain what they desire, they will fabricate elaborate tales, replete with blatant falsehoods, or use your previous arguments against you. The objective is readily discernible. Their desire to be in control is contingent upon the support of all individuals. Comparable in some respects to what children do while playing on the field is their strategy. However, their objectives are considerably more weighty, and their strategies are considerably more effective due to their demand for complete control over their surroundings. Narcissists place the utmost value on achievement. Their primary motivation is to acquire power and exert control over others. Additionally, they feel even better about themselves when they engage in this behavior. However, what should one do if they discover that they are manipulating them? Narcissists are notoriously successful in circumstances referred to as flying monkey. You must first allow yourself sufficient time to process your emotions regarding this issue. It is normal to experience sorrow and hurt when a narcissist spreads false accusations about oneself, contaminating the minds of former close associates. Avoidance of one's presence may manifest in the form of unanswered phone calls or cancellations of arrangements. This may give you the impression that everyone is abruptly withdrawing from you. An individual who comes to mind is a man whose sibling is egocentric. His brothers attempted to tarnish his reputation and spread vile rumors about him among their friends and family, but he was too far away to communicate with them frequently. Conversely, this benevolent individual was profoundly impacted by this psychological maltreatment. Prioritize your health and seek assistance from dependable family members, acquaintances, or a therapist in order to manage the emotional effects. Lastly, it is critical to maintain composure and counter their unfounded allegations by providing substantial evidence and engaging in direct communication with the affected individuals. The supportive sibling was taken aback by the icy and indifferent manner in which he was received at the family gathering. He began to reflect on his actions and pondered whether he had inadvertently caused harm to anyone, as he failed to comprehend the motivations behind their behavior. He pondered whether he had overlooked the date of his demise or anything else. He was unable to deduce the solution. A few months later, he received word from a member of his social network that his brother intended to disseminate false information and falsehoods regarding him. From it, he took a significant blow. In retrospect, he realized how skillfully the narcissist had executed each of those conversations and occurrences. The ease with which the ego exerted control over others was devastating to observe. Despite the intricate nature of the family unit and its numerous moving parts, the considerate sibling was devastated and at a loss for action. This group of individuals, who had previously supported him, had abandoned him and turned their backs. A number of you may have experienced comparable circumstances. Real injury and destruction could result from these circumstances in the workplace, in the community, and with your family. Due to their deficiency in empathy, narcissists frequently fail to comprehend the impact their behaviors have on others. Their tactics can have severe consequences for those they intend to harm. When I asked the empathetic sibling in this narrative whether the deceased held any significance in his life, he responded affirmatively. I recommended that he initiate communication with them once more on a personal level. I cautioned him against defending himself, providing detailed explanations, or attributing narcissism to his brother. It was his family and friends who already liked him, so he should simply be himself around them, I advised him. Due to the statement made by his siblings, they successfully deceived him. He acted appropriately by following my recommendation and engaging in conversation with them. As he initiated conversation with them, it was intriguing to observe the gradual transformation of their perceptions of him as they came to understand his exceptional qualities and benevolence. It was not difficult to comprehend their slight confusion. He acknowledged the occurrence of inappropriate conversations within their family and expressed remorse if anyone had been offended. He was successful in re-establishing communication with the majority of those who had abandoned him and regaining their trust and confidence by implementing this strategy. I sympathize with your predicament and can only imagine how distressing it must have been to witness individuals you once considered friends and family members begin to change their views about the narcissist. Some individuals who liked you prior to the unfortunate event were able to swiftly forget about it. Those who remained unmoved by the falsehoods your narcissistic brother told you and placed their complete trust in them were even more detrimental to you. When you called me to discuss your position, I advised you to reconsider the value of retaining individuals who could easily abandon you. I'm certain that it was difficult to interact with these individuals, as you had known them for quite some time. Nonetheless, if they were so readily influenced by the words of a single individual, one must question the initial strength of the bond. Furthermore, why didn't they discuss their concerns with you directly when the narcissist who was damaging your reputation was a close relative, spouse, or friend? It demonstrates the significance of communication and the necessity for candid conversations and open dialogue. It is crucial that when someone lies and distributes rumors about you, those around you remove themselves from the situation and have the courage to confront you directly about it, rather than accepting what they've heard as gospel truth. If the individuals you considered to be family and acquaintances genuinely cared about you, the well-being conscious members of your social circle would have confided in you about their concerns. Individuals with whom one shares healthy relationships are typically the first to initiate communication by expressing distressing news, such as the benevolent sibling in the previous instance. In the narrated account, the sole reliable and trustworthy friend of the kind sibling was the first to discern an error and engage in conversation with him regarding it. It was fascinating to observe how, as time passed, and the considerate sibling continued to converse with the group, an increasing number of individuals voiced their concerns. A distinction was apparent to them between their knowledge of him and the unfounded accusations levied against him. The majority of the time, innocent individuals in your vicinity will recognize your deceit and ruse and approach you directly. However, if you have committed no wrongdoing, having to reconstruct your image can be incongruous, distressing, and painful. It could require considerable effort, mental fortitude, and time to overcome this callous and unjust circumstance. Seeing the integrity of one's connections put to the test can induce unease. One could potentially discern a positive aspect by contemplating how the narcissist's conduct has illuminated the reality of certain aspects of one's relationships. It is critical to ascertain whether the individuals whom one could have easily persuaded were genuine companions or merely acquaintances. I always advise individuals who have been injured by flying primates to behave themselves. Narcissists are adept at exerting dominance over others and exploiting their vulnerabilities. It is essential in these circumstances to be considerate of those who may have fallen victim to deception. Instead of denying rumors, it is preferable to express sympathy and acknowledge the individual's distressing circumstances. One could express regret that they have been placed in such a distressing circumstance and wish them a better understanding of oneself to recognize that the allegations concerning oneself are unfounded. Motivate them to engage in direct communication with you moving forward, and assure them of your unwavering availability to listen. By utilizing an experience that has caused you pain, you can demonstrate your goodness and willingness to assist others. To counterbalance the darkness of a narcissist, one must introduce light. Because narcissistic individuals are primarily motivated by fear, they manipulate others like chess pieces in order to achieve their objectives. Their strategy of sowing animosity towards you through the dissemination of falsehoods constitutes an integral component of their strategic game of chess. Their objective is to convince the greatest number of individuals possible to join their cause, thereby transforming the situation into a vicious game of deceit. However, you are not obligated to allow them to prevail. There is a possibility that the narcissist in your life will inappropriately divulge private details about your relationship. This may entail betraying your confidence and disclosing confidential information that you did not intend for others to know. The possibility of them using your family secrets against you is abhorrent, especially since you disclosed them with the intention of maintaining their confidentiality. When this occurs, every effort must be made to repair the wound. Should you have said something inappropriate, accept responsibility and make an effort to rectify the situation. Therapy can assist you in coping with the gaslighting, which can induce feelings of instability and confusion during this difficult time. It is critical to keep in mind that there are individuals who have your back, and you should make an effort to locate them. In the same way as the story about the nice sibling, some members of that individual's social circle claim to have heard something that they knew to be false. These are the individuals who can provide assistance to you. The sole positive aspect of having flying monkeys and narcissists turn others against you is that it illuminates your true allies and friends. People's haste to abandon you may indicate that the relationship was never truly committed to each other. The most effective course of action when confronted with obscurity is to shed light on the circumstance. Seek the affection and assistance of individuals who have faith in you and will be by your side during difficult times.